Hi friends, I'm in the basement unexpectedly today because I came down to check on my seedlings and these are my celery. They look fantastic. However, they're way too crowded and I'm going to need to up pot these. So this was unexpected for me. Last year when I started my celery seeds, I scatter sowed them in a container. They took forever to come up, and when they did come up, not all of them came up. So this year I hedged my bets with the exact same seed, and you can see I have an entire forest of celery starts. So I need to separate these and up pot them, so I figured I would turn the camera on and let you see what I do. I've got all these little 6-cell trays filled with dirt, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop these all into here. I think it'll fit in just one tray, but we'll find out. First step is take one of these 6-cell trays and just poke holes kind of in the middle here. And that's where I'm gonna put the baby stems. So I'm gonna do that right here for all these ones I got. You could, in theory, and I know some people do, fill them halfway with dirt, put your seedling in and then fill them up again. But I don't like my little stems to get damaged. That's the most important part when you're up potting something, is to keep your stems safe. So if I put this in, I can just slide it in and gently put the dirt around it instead of dumping dirt on top of that stem. So this, to me, this seems to work a little bit better. Again, find your own way, do what works for you. I did not get super good potting soil this year. It all seems to have a lot of pieces in it. Part of me wonders if that has to do with shipping problems and there we go. Some of me wonders if it has to do with, you know, just things being out of stock, all these out of stocks, and where companies are trying to maybe they're not getting quite the quality product they used to. I've noticed I've bought 3 different brands now, 3 different kinds of potting soil, and all of it has much more wood chips and filler pieces than it has in the past. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but I think things are going to be just okay anyway. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to squish this guy around a little bit, loosen it kind of up, and then I'm going to try and just tip it out into my hand real gently. And so see, it's going to come out. Yes, I'm going to flip it back up, and I'm going to take all these little seedlings very carefully by a leaf and put them into a container. Okay. This is why you don't want to let them go too long in here. I don't know if you can tell, but there are 3 of them right here, and their roots are all wrapped up together. So by pulling these apart, I'm doing a little bit of damage to those roots, and they might not do as well as if they had been in their own pot. But I'm hoping that they do. Let's see. Look at the root system on that guy. Can you see it? Maybe. All right, so I just kind of dropped them in those holes, and then I'm just going to take this dirt and just kind of put it up around it. Look at it, stick. What the heck? Put that dirt up around it, kind of prop it up a little. That one kind of fell in a little. Now, depending on what kind of crop you have, depends on where you place it. Things like tomatoes, you can plant deeper. So if your stem is this high, you can plant all the way to your first set of leaves. Most things you want to plant them at the same soil level. So I'm trying to just keep these kind of where they're at. I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to keep on going. I'll come back to you in just a little bit. Okay, I did 1 cup. There are 3 cups left, and I have 30 baby celery. I think it's fair to say that if you live by me, my spring garden sale will have celery starts. Jeez, it's a lot of celery. Okay, so here's what I ended up doing. What the heck's going on here? I ended up filling a whole tray. I finished a tray, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36, 72. I have 72 celery babies. I took the bigger ones once I realized I was going to have 80 trillion. And what I'm going to do with these other ones I've got left is I'm just going to let them grow in here as baby greens, and I'm going to feed them either to our new bunny or to our chickens, just for something green in the middle of the winter, because I do not need 3 trays of 72 of celery since I grew 6 plants last year. Yeah, not so much. So this is my plan. But so here's what I did. I put them in here. Now they all have their own little cell. I'm going to give them some water. I am going to keep an eye on them because celery does need quite a bit of water. Make sure they don't dry out. And then hopefully I will get lots of them that get larger, and I will have enough celery for myself and some to sell in the spring. Last year was my first year selling seedlings, and pretty much I just try and start what I need plus a little bit more, and then if it works out, I have extras to sell, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Last year I didn't have anything to sell in the spring. I just had summer tomatoes and peppers to sell. This year I'm hoping to have a little bit more of the cold hardy stuff to sell, kind of maybe the first weekend in March. We'll see how that goes. Now, as far as splitting things apart like this, there are a couple things you cannot do this with. Do not try this with any kind of root vegetable. They don't like their roots disturbed. I have found through trial and error that melons and squash also don't do well when you play with their roots. In fact, they both actually work better for me direct sown outside. I can start them inside if I want to, but if I plant them outside with seed, I've done it exactly the same. I've planted a start that I grew in the house and the same variety of a seed next to it, and the one by the seed always does better. So I've stopped doing those inside the house. Watch, give me until like April and I'll probably grow some of my own. I get impatient. And then you don't want to do things like sunflowers don't like their roots disturbed. So before you do it, check the variety out, see if it's something that likes its roots disturbed or if it's fussy before you go ahead and upplant it like this. All right, I hope that you found something interesting in there. And I hope that we all like celery at my house.